So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of the Chill Dude on a Couch. Today, I'm reviewing a debut record by the band Never Easy, and the album is called It Never Gets Easier, and it's 10 tracks, 24 minutes in length. So, this is a band that plays a style that they call Shoegaze, which is basically new metal mixed with shoegaze. And they also has been called, they're calling it nostalgic gaze, because this is a band that the first time I listened to them, I think there was like these reels that they were going in Instagram, and they were showing pictures of like early 2000s, like you saw pictures of like Deftones, like video games, Grand Theft Auto, with this music, which sounded like very like Deftones meets shoegaze type of music. And that's the first time I listened to them. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And then I found out the song that they use on those reels is called Stay, and the band is called Never Easy. And I thought, yeah, this is cool. So I was reading like they were like a new band from Canada, and they were experimenting with that sound. So people started calling it nostalgic gaze, and I'm like, they were saying like even if it's a new genre. So my question is this a new genre? Not really, like I think this like Deftones in the 90s introduced like shoegaze to that new metal sound. And a lot of there's other bands that have tried to done this style, but yeah, this is Never Easy's music. There's two people in the band. There's the guitar player that sings, and you have a drummer. And yeah, this is a very like melancholic, moody music. And I would say, yeah, I get the nostalgic theme that they use it, because first of all, they used it in the reels, and it's pretty awesome, because you think about those times, those video games, and of course they're trying to bring you in with the music and the images, and yeah, it works. So this album, I heard a few tracks because they had like 4 songs already out, but there was one song called Choke that is not on this record that I liked it, but they didn't include that one on the record. But they did include other tracks, like obviously Stay is on the record. They also did Show Me, which was one of the singles, and I think the other single was Drown, if I'm not mistaken. And all these songs have something in common, they have like that shoegazy, like I'm singing like in a low register, something like this, or they got more of the aggression in like the new metal, but it's always like dreamlike, and like it takes you on like this new gaze trip. So the songs, there's songs that I like more than others, but it's 24 minutes, so it's an album that goes by really fast. I think the album really starts really strong with I'll Never Tell, which is like a 3.5-minute song. It's one of the longest songs on the record, and on that one, there's almost like an emo sense to the chorus as well. And there's some, dreamy type of guitar work with some like crunchiness that gives it that new metal style. And they have like every song follows almost that type of like feel. They do that again with Drown, Careless. I think Stay is still one of my favorite songs. It's like a 2.5 minute, and I just love like the way that song, there's like guitar like dang, 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 and it's really hypnotic. And it goes like, stay here, I will be, and it really gives me those Chino Moreno type of vibes. So I enjoyed that track, and I think that track worked because it reminds me of all those reels that I saw where they used that track, which was a great marketing tool for the band, if you ask me. Then you have a song like Pieces that it starts like you hear like this car crashing, and then you get like more like distortion in guitars, and that's one of the more like tracks with distortion. When they use distortion to their advantage, I really like it. because it's distorted, but it's not like super aggressive. So it's got always has like that shoegaze appeal to it. Show Me, I like that one as well. It's got that great chorus with show me, show me. So I really enjoyed it. And then you have like a song called I Don't Know How to Give Up. And it's like a 1 minute and 33 seconds. And this one's like very like soft, and you hear like just this simple guitar, and he's singing like, I don't know how to give up. And I'm like, are you sure? Because it sounds very bleak, and it really sounds like someone who's like trying to convince himself that he does not know how to give up. But it's like he wants to give up, but he can't. And I think maybe that's what he did, because he like the voice is so low, and it sounds like someone who's like almost thinking of giving up. Then they pick up the pace with more distortion, with I Could Tell You Everything. And again, that dreamy element to those guitars is what really sells this record to me. Then you have a track like Are You Happy? And again, like it's like Are You Happy? But it sounds really depressing as fuck. And they leave the album with You Be Home Now, which again it's very somber but dreamlike at the end. So yeah, these 10 tracks, my nitpick with this is that sometimes a lot of the tracks have like that similar like tone to them. So it would be interesting to see if the band does some experimenting and like add some more elements to it, because a lot of the tracks like could sound similar at times. Sometimes if you listen to Show Me and Stay, they kind of sound like very similar, even like the guitar tone that they use. So that's my only nitpick with this. But again, this is a debut record from a newer band, and it's just 24 minutes, so it flies by very quickly, and you can play it on repeat. I think the thing I like most about this album, I think is just that like that feeling of nostalgia that it gives you. I think they wanted to accomplish that with this record, and they do so. So I want to know from you, Couchers, what do you think of Never Easy and It Never Gets Easier? Have you listened to this band? Did you find them out like in reels like I did on Instagram, where they were using these songs in different areas? And if so, comment what are your favorite tracks from this record. And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like, and do not forget to subscribe. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm to get to more people like yourself. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on the Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.